Hi, Jason. How are you?
Really good. So, what you been up to? Working hard?
I just got back from the gym.
Ah,
I was hoping to take a shower first, but that's okay. This is just the radio, so you don't
yeah.
have to see me. I'm all sweaty and ugh. But I just got back from the gym. It was a nice day today. I got a bunch of business done, and now I'm talking to you.
You've been working hard with your new band. Is it a new band, Shakara?
That's not really my band. What happened was the guys that were one of the guys that were in that band. I've been like an internet friend with him, and he sent me the track, and I really liked it. And so I said, how about if I try writing some stuff on it? And so I did, and it turned out really good. But they actually have their own singer and everything. I might go to Italy to do a few shows with them in the future, but it's not my band. It's just a co-writing collaboration that I did.
Well, it's a good song. Here I Am, the single is super, super good. It's your voice so good in there.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. That's awesome. I'm working on a new record, and my co-writing partner, Michael Posh, has been with me. So the new record kind of goes along the same type of sound of that. It's a lot heavier guitars, and I think a lot of people are going to really like it. I've been showing some people some sneak previews of what it sounds like, and it's pretty cool. It's way different than Blue Room, and it's way different than the Saulnier project that I was asked to sing on. So,
when you gonna be touring with Queensryche again?
I don't know. I don't know. They did a massive tour last year for the American Soldier thing, and I was busy. I went out on tour with Primal Fear. I'll be doing some more shows with them in the summer here in the States. But I don't know. I'm sure they'll be calling me. I just don't know if there's anything like in the near future at the moment. Whenever they do the Operation Mindcrime thing, that's when they ask me to come along. So
Why don't they open up the horizons and get you doing other stuff in that instead of just,
I know. Well,
you should.
there was talk that I was supposed to do some work with them on the American Soldier record, and that never came about. And I'm really good friends with all of the guys. They're like my brothers. It's like my second family. So certainly once if they come up with something that they really like or something, they'll probably give me a call. Also a situation, too, where I might ask some of them to play on my new record, too. So we'll have to see what happens with that, you know.
Did you participate in the 2010 NAMM conferences this year?
Yes, I did. That was my first time. I was a NAMM virgin. And so I went down there. I got to meet some great people, Neil Kernon from Journey, Frankie Benelli from Quiet Riot. I mean, there's so many rock stars down there. It's awesome. And I got to check out a few really cool microphones and meet a lot of really great people, and the parties were fun, and my feet were killing me when I was done, walking everywhere. But it's pretty overwhelming. It's quite the event.
Would you say you're going to be going next year and promote your new band or at
Yes,
this NAMM?
I would like to. I'm hoping that the album, we're in the middle of just finishing up the writing for it. And once we're done, then we have to get in the studio. And we're hoping to have that all done, hopefully something to release by April. Can't count on that because things always happen, but at least by April, hopefully, we can do it. And then we'll probably go out and do a few promotional shows. I'll be hiring some people for that, and I will probably be doing a lot of, more radio stuff, and maybe try to get on a mini tour or something like that with some people. So we'll see what happens. But I know people are going to love the music. It rocks, that's for sure.
And rock and roll is the way to go these days.
Yep.
You doing private lessons too for singing? How's that going?
Yes, I am. That's working out great. Usually, when I'm not touring or doing personal appearances or something, I need, to generate income like everybody else. But I came across the fact that I am a pretty good teacher, and so I have a fairly regular amount of students that I work with out of the Seattle area, and I'm going to start doing some online lessons, which will be interesting. And we're also working on a workshop. We're calling it the Rockstar Performance Workshop, and we're going to be inviting different celebrity, musicians to be a part of it. The first one I'm doing is going to be held in San Francisco, and it's only just with me, basically because we're just testing the waters to see, if people would be interested, which we're getting great response from. And we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. But it's kind of cool, too, because it's like you pay money and you can come in and you can talk to these people and, get to know them, chat with them about the music, what they do, stuff like that. It's I think there's another type of venue that's like that, too. Let's see, what is it called? I think it's called Rock Camp or something, Fantasy Rock Camp. And that's a lot more elaborate and a lot more expensive, but still, there's a lot of great musicians out there that have a lot of tricks up their sleeve and how they do certain things. And I know that, maybe normal people who don't know anything about it, it'd be really interesting for them to learn. So I'm excited about that part, too.
The rock camp for the lawyers and the doctors that dream to be rock stars.
Yeah, that have the money.
Yeah. Let's go to your debut albums. Who played on these albums? There's not much information on these. And when are they going to be re-released?
Oh, the brand new, or the old ones?
Your old ones.
Old ones. That's when I first was out of school. I don't know if they will be released. There's not a lot of information on them because it was under a company, a record label back then called First American Records. And when the second album came out, they closed their doors for whatever reasons. And so I know the gentleman who has the masters, but they're very dated. It's very interesting music. It's real pop, kind of middle of the road type of stuff. And my voice was so different back then too. He has asked me if I wanted to re-release them again, and it would be a consideration as long as I could maybe re-record some things because, the whole recording process, back in the early 80s is so different now, and you can really make things sound even better now. So we'll have to look at that later. But there's still a few of them out there. I know that when I was touring, some people show up with this big vinyl record. One of my first ones, and I'm just like, oh, my God, where did you find that? So there are people out there that have some of them. It's pretty funny. I don't even have one, I don't think. I don't have either of them.
You got to find them. They're maybe on eBay.
I know, they could be. You never know what's going to surface. That's so funny.
That's where I should look myself for classic Pamela Moore albums.
There you go.
How did your journey with Queensryche start?
It's an interesting one. I was working on my own solo career. I was working with a really popular club band in Seattle, and I was doing a lot of radio and TV commercials, my voice and my personal appearance on TV. And I ended up singing a jingle, they call it, or, a commercial for a company called Guitars, Etc., which was a music store. And it was that specific jingle was played 24/7, like day and night, with the advertisement on the radio. And Chris DeGarmo, who was in the band at the time, and Jeff both heard my voice on it, and they kept wondering who that was. So they sought me out and came to see me one time at this band that I was playing, and I didn't really understand why they would be coming to see the band because we were like top 40 band and they're a metal band. But I thought it was really nice of them. And then I get a call the following weekend, and Chris had asked me if I'd be interested in singing a duet with Jeff on their new record. And I was like, okay, wow, yeah, of course I would be. I said, can I listen to the song? He said, no.
Oh.
They were keeping the whole conceptual thing under their hats. They didn't want people to have tapes circulating. So he said, we'll fly you up to Montreal this weekend, and everything will be great. I think you're going to be perfect for it. And I just was like nervous as heck. But that weekend, got on the plane, flew to Montreal. They took me to dinner. They told me the whole concept of, Operation Mindcrime, which was going over my head because I've been singing top 40, so I didn't really know what this conceptual thing really meant. And they gave me the cassette tape, and they put me in my room. They said, see you in the morning. So I listened to the song, and right away when I heard it, I thought, I can do this. I know I can do this. So the next morning, I'm up in front of the microphone, and here I go. And luckily, after the first couple of takes, they all had a smile on their face because they knew it was going to be happening. And I was happy. And then they finally gave me the, copy when it was done. And I didn't really realize that they had gone out on tour without me the first year. And then when they went out on the Empire tour, they took me for the first time in 1990, 1991.
Mm-hmm.
And we did the whole Mindcrime thing in its entirety. And then all of a sudden it just blew up into like Operation Mindcrime 2. And then we ended up doing a whole stage thing, which turned out really nice too. So I've had like a really sweet little, carved out a nice little career for myself because those guys took the chance on me. And it's been a win-win situation, because I feel like I did a really good job on the part, and they were happy, and I was happy, and the fans are happy, and that's all that matters.
Considering you're on Queensryche's biggest tour, I mean, the Empire tour was their biggest era, you're just so lucky to be in that era.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I was able to, not have to go through the growing pains that they did. I just got to get on the plane and ride on the buses and perform for thousands and thousands of people, and so I, definitely, I know I've been blessed, and I give thanks every day for that because a lot of people would wish that they would be in my shoes, and so I'm very, very, very grateful for that.
Let's say at a Queensryche concert in 1990, how was it before going to the show? Was there a lot of sound checks for the big stage and all this stuff?
Oh, yeah, there's always sound checks. The 1990 thing was much bigger production.
Yeah.
I don't know how many buses they had, and they had riggers and people that set up all the lights, and the staging was amazing, and we don't do that much anymore. We maybe only have one truck and two buses, and that's it. But it was pretty intense, and it was the first time that I'd ever, been in Europe, and we were able to do a lot more days off than two. Nowadays, it costs money if you take a day off. So, we kind of push to do 4 and 5, sometimes 7 in a row, and then take a day off or a travel day. But really incredible. When we did the filming for Live Crime, that was a big thing too. And it was so amazing to have all these cameras in your faces as you're performing. You have to kind of pretend like there's nobody there. It was quite the show. I'm really blessed that I was able to be a part of that. And that whole, even to this day, that whole recording for Live Crime was just beautifully put together. And the new one that we have for Operation Mindcrime 2 is really neat too, because it's just evolved into this really interesting thing. So pretty fun stuff, though. It was quite the growing change that was going on for me.
You're on 5 official Queensryche albums, and there's one called Mindcrime at the Moore. Now, is that related to your name, Pamela Moore?
It's not related to my name so much as the theater that we did it at was called the Moore Theater, and just by coincidence, my name is spelled the same way.
That is a good coincidence.
So a lot of people think it's my theater, but it's not.
Oh, okay. So you don't own that theater now?
No. No, I don't know if they're relatives, but it's not mine.
What's your favorite Queensryche album?
Oh, Operation Mindcrime.
Ah. What do you think of The Warning?
I loved The Warning. I loved it, but I didn't really know who those guys were then at the time. And I really like Rage for Order too.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one right before Mindcrime. I really loved Song Screaming in Digital. They have so many great songs. One song that they're mostly known for is Silent Lucidity, which is beautifully put together. That's just a classic song. but they really have some really great songs.
Do you ever sing Silent Lucidity live yourself for your shows?
I haven't yet. I've been asked to, so we might think about that. It's just it's just a matter of learning the song all the way.
I'm sure you can do it.
Thank you.
Did you ever teach Jeff Tate some lessons on vocals? Or is he taken care of?
Someone else asked me that, too. I think someone thought that I was his vocal teacher, and I was like, no. Jeff and I we both really match in intensity, and we both really push each other, too, as far as singers. And it's really wonderful when you're a musician to be playing with somebody who performs and puts out 110% each night, and that's what he does. He belongs on stage. And I have learned so much by just working alongside of him, He's just brilliant. He's awesome.
Go to your Solna project. What is that about? Is it another band you're in?
No, it's what's interesting for me is that I've been blessed by being asked to do special guest appearances on different albums and different records. I did that with Eden's Curse, and I did it with Chakra, although with Chakra I helped write the song. And then also with this other one, I've been asked I was asked to actually guest sing. They were going to have another singer do it, and that whole thing fell through. And what was kind of tricky about that was the guest singer, all the tunes were actually recorded for a male singer that sang really high. So some of the keys and stuff were a little bit tricky for me to have to do. But I think they pulled off really nicely. I mean, they're a different interpretation because a female is singing it. But a gentleman named Zane Peterson is the brainchild behind that, and he's the one who paid me to do that. And I also was just blessed to have Ralph Sheepers sing with me on a duet, too. And that kind of opened up our friendship for me to work with Primal Fear. So, it kind of, everything all kind of rolls into each other, doesn't it?
Primal Fear is quite heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy band.
Yeah, they are.
I interviewed Randy Black, you know the drummer, I'm sure.
Yes. In fact, I just bumped into him, too, at the NAMM show.
Yeah, the human drum machine, they call him.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It is.
Your influences in music.
And that's the beauty about what I do is that the fans are open to me doing different types of things and not having to be stuck to do just one certain sound. I would say that my mentors would be like Journey and Heart, those people where I grew up learning about them, and Ann Wilson, who's just a fantastic singer. But there's always new artists that come through, too, that really inspire me. And I think as artists, we all inspire each other, you know. So I wouldn't say, I would say I have I love gospel music, but I really love heavy rock. I just love music in general. So, it's like whatever song is going to really sing to my soul, that's the music that I like. And I don't like to be so straight-minded. I like to be broad-minded in thinking, that there's more than just one kind of music, classical. But I'm really drawn to heavy and soft type music. So that's kind of what you'll be hearing when you hear the new record. It's going to sound kind of like metal meets industrial, or industrial meets metal.
That's
really
an interesting taste.
Yeah, like gothic industrial metal.
Nice, with Pamela Moore and vocals. No distortion pedals on your vocals, I hope.
Actually, I don't know how they're going to do that, but it's like I said, it's probably Here I Am, the single on Here I Am, probably is closer to what the newer music's going to sound like.
Chakra,
yeah,
okay.
Like the chakras and the yoga thing, except they put an H on it or something.
Cool. What's the day-to-day life with Pamela Moore?
I work out, and when I'm not touring, I give lessons 3 or 4 days a week, and I am writing. I'm just moving. I'm going to be moving over to a different area in the Seattle area. So I'm working on that. I have a home in Chicago. And just keep myself really busy. I answer my emails and take care of my website and talk to wonderful people like you. I do interviews. I just kind of keep myself busy, and I like to be with my family when I have the free time, be with my mom. And I don't know, things are really good for me. I'm very blessed.
You continue your great blessed life because it sounds like a good journey you're doing.
Thank you, Jason, and I thank you so much for this interview. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, maybe when the album is out, we can do another one.
PamelaMoore.net. Now, this you promote it yourself and you work hard at it. How much hours you put in a day on that website?
PamelaMoore.net. I have a webmaster that's supposed to be working on it, and I'm going through transitions right now. What usually happens is my Facebook, MySpace, and my websites, I have assistants that sometimes help me work on it to keep things posted, keep people up to date, change, pictures out and do stuff like that. But when it comes to messages and emails, those are all mine. So I don't have anybody answer those. I don't have anybody read them. So definitely if people write to me, I will try to get back to you if I'm on the road. Sometimes I can't. But I think it's really important to stay in touch with the fans because those are the people that you want happy. Those are the people that you want on your side because they might just buy a record or they just might buy a song or something. So it's, I wish I was really good with webmaster stuff, but I don't have the patience to learn it. So I will be updating the website as soon as I can. But usually my MySpace page is much more updated and much more current, usually for information.
Well, Pamela, it's been a pleasure, and you keep on this great work you're doing because we love it.
Oh, Jason, thank you so much. And take care, hon.